For a top college athlete, that leap to the pros, that's everything. It's what they've been grinding for their entire life. We're talking bright lights, huge expectations, and of course, life-changing money. But you know what? It's also a minefield. One wrong step with the wrong person, and poof, it can all just disappear. So what's in place to stop that from happening? Well, let's open up the agent's playbook.
So let's ask the big question right up front. What actually stands between a super talented student-athlete and a decision that could wreck their career? I mean, when everybody wants a piece of the next big star, who's really looking out for them? That's what we're going to get into.
The biggest threat, it almost always comes from what you'd call unscrupulous agents. You know, the kind of people who might use fake promises or illegal perks to get a player to sign on the dotted line, completely ignoring the rules and, way more importantly, that athlete's entire future.
And the stakes here? They couldn't be any higher. Seriously, we are talking about an athlete getting declared ineligible to even play, losing their full-ride scholarship, and watching their professional dream just evaporate before it even begins. It's a total catastrophe. And sadly, it happens.
Okay, but there is a defense. There's a whole playbook of laws out there. You've got things like the Uniform Athlete Agents Act, which states like Georgia have adopted, and then there's the Federal Sports Agent Responsibility and Trust Act. They call it SPARTA. Together, they create a system of protection to keep the game fair. Basically, they're the official rule books agents have to follow, and believe me, there are real consequences if they don't.
So, what's the very first rule in this playbook? Well, an agent can't just waltz in and start cutting deals. Nope, they have to get on the official roster, and that means registering with the state. Let's just use Georgia's process as an example, right? An agent has to hand over a super detailed application. They've got to disclose everything, their training, their business partners, any trouble they've been in before. Then they pay a fee. But here's the most important step. They have to post a surety bond. You can think of it like a security deposit. It's their financial promise to play by the rules.
And that bond? It's a big deal. In Georgia, it's at least $10,000. And this isn't just some fee they pay and forget about. It's a real financial guarantee. If an agent does something illegal that causes an athlete to lose their eligibility, the university can come after that bond to cover damages. It makes sure agents have some real skin in the game.
Okay, so an agent is registered. That doesn't mean it's a free-for-all. Not even close. There's a really strict set of rules that governs every single interaction they have with a student-athlete.
So here it is, a hard line drawn in the sand. On one side, you have the absolute no-goes. No lying, no false promises, no giving an athlete cash or a car to get them to sign, and definitely no messing with contract dates to hide when a deal really went down. And on the other side, you've got the must-dos. They have to provide clear disclosure forms, they have to warn the athlete that signing could tank their eligibility, and they have to keep detailed records for at least 5 years.
And check this out. This shows you just how serious those warnings are. Both state and federal law demand a notice just like this one, taken from Georgia's rulebook. It has to be in bold, it has to be in all caps, and it has to be right there next to where the athlete signs. There is zero room for confusion. The risk is spelled out in big, bold letters.
And speaking of transparency, there's also the supercritical 72-hour rule. The second a contract is signed, a clock starts ticking. Both the agent and the athlete have just 72 hours, or before the very next game, whichever comes first, to let the school's athletic director know. And this is a total game changer because it stops a school from accidentally playing an ineligible athlete, which could make them forfeit wins and face huge sanctions.
Right, so a playbook is pretty useless if there's no ref to blow the whistle, right? Well, these laws come with some serious teeth for any agent who decides to play dirty.
The financial hits are massive. In a state like Georgia, for example, breaking these rules isn't just a slap on the wrist, it's a felony, and it can come with a fine of up to $100,000.
And it's not just about the money. Not at all. Agents who break the law are looking at the very real possibility of prison time, up to 5 years. This takes it from a simple business mistake to a serious crime, and that reflects just how much damage these actions can cause.
But wait, there's more. The consequences just keep stacking up. Any contract signed with an agent who isn't even registered, it's automatically null and void, gone. Even if the contract is legit, the athlete gets a 14-day window to just cancel it, no questions asked. And, really importantly, schools can sue the agent directly for damages if the agent's mess causes the school to get penalized.
So when you put all of these pieces together, the registration, the rules of conduct, the crazy severe penalties, what do you actually get? Well, you get a pretty powerful safety net.
See, this isn't just one law doing all the work. It's a layered defense. The federal Sparta law sets a baseline for the whole country, and then state laws bring the local muscle for enforcement. Together, they empower everyone. The state's attorney general can prosecute, the university can sue, and the athlete can just walk away from a bad deal. It gives everyone the tools they need to hold agents accountable.
At the end of the day, this entire playbook is really about two things. First, it's about protecting the integrity of college sports. And second, and this is the most important part, it's about protecting the futures of the young men and women who pour their entire lives into the game.
The laws are there. They provide the framework. They provide the safety net. But they can't make the decision for the athlete. Choosing an agent is the first real pro move they'll ever make. The rules are in the playbook, but the real question is, are they ready to play?